Armed Services and Senate Intelligence Committee member Tom Cotton. Senator, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Maria.
So we have a lot to talk about this morning, Senator, but let me begin on this report from Senator Ron Johnson's office. And it shows that Secretary of State John Kerry falsely claimed he had no knowledge about Hunter Biden's role on Bartiromo's board. That was a lie. Hunter Biden and his family's financial transactions, where Hunter Biden was getting money from these governments. What's your reaction?
Maria, I haven't read Senator Johnson's report yet. I look forward to reviewing it today, but much of what we already knew from the public record was indeed very troubling. Look, Joe Biden for 47 years has been appeasing China. The only job he created in his dealings with China was a job for his son. We all know about Hunter Biden's job with the shady Ukrainian oligarch from the Democrats' partisan impeachment earlier this year. And emails that have been released under the Freedom of Information Act already showed that many officials in the government, to include to the top ranks of John Kerry's State Department, were also aware of these troubling patterns, and they were themselves troubled by it. So I think Senator Johnson's report will shed important light on these very troubling facts.
Well, what are we supposed to think, though, about this government? I mean, there's absolutely no accountability for anything. Here we are in September 2020, Senator. Where's the John Durham investigation, criminal investigation? We know there was criminality. We know that Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee paid for the dossier, which we know now that was garbage and it was made up. There's no accountability. There's got Hunter Biden getting all this money from Ukraine and China. I mean, does anybody, if you're in a position in power in Washington, are you just protected? Is that what we should believe? Liberty, freedom, independence. We talk about it all the time, but it doesn't bear out.
No, Maria, that's not what one should believe, nor should that be the case. You know, John Durham's report was converted from an internal review at the Department of Justice to a criminal inquiry a few weeks ago. I think that's very telling for the direction his review is going to move. And ultimately, the American people are going to be the jury on the verdict of Joe Biden and his past dealings with countries like China. If you want Joe Biden in the White House, you have to remember that Hunter Biden is going to be coming along with them. And for decades, Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's brother have been coasting off of his public office, earning millions of dollars from Chinese firms and Ukrainian oligarchs. There's no reason to believe that would change if Joe Biden were in the White House.
Meanwhile, the Democrats are insane over the fact that the president is going to name another Supreme Court justice. The president said that he is going to name his pick for the open Supreme Court seat this Saturday. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says that nothing is off the table if the GOP moves to fill the seat previously held by the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Utah Senator, we understand Mitt Romney says that he will vote for the president's nominee before the election, which gives the GOP apparently the votes to confirm the nominee. Your reaction to all of this, do you believe that the Senate can, in fact, get a confirmation before the election?
Maria, the Senate will move forward without delay once the president submits his nominee. There is more than enough time to confirm that nominee before the election. That's why we will move forward without delay. Now, I know the Democrats are threatening all kinds of crazy, extreme things if we perform our constitutional responsibility, like packing the Supreme Court or repealing the filibuster, making Washington, D.C. a state. But guess what, Maria? They were already promising to do those things months ago. Democrats are threatening they're going to riot in the streets. Democrats have been rioting in the streets for 4 months. These are not reasons why Republican senators should fail to exercise our constitutional responsibilities. These are reasons why the American people should not trust Democrats with power in this upcoming election.
Well, it's an important point that you make because the risk to business is also out there. One report, which I've been reading this week from Cowen and Company, says that the risk for the GSEs, government-sponsored entities, and financials is that the Democrats sweep in November. That could give them the power to eliminate the filibuster, add 4 liberal judges to the Supreme Court, make D.C. and Puerto Rico states, and in doing so, that adds up to 4 new Democrats in the Senate. How are you feeling about these Senate races coming up?
Well, so, Maria, that's exactly right. And they've been threatening to do that for months. So this is not a new threat in retaliation for moving forward with the Supreme Court nominee. This is because Democrats are angry the American people haven't given them total control of our government for the last 10 years. They want to, if they win this election, they want to change the fundamental rules of the game in American politics so they never relinquish power. That's why it's so important that we not just re-elect Donald Trump, but we re-elect a Republican majority in the Senate, and I believe that that's exactly what the American people will do.
And this president has been the first to really push back on China. Let's get into the TikTok battle. The Chinese government is coming out through, of course, their state-run media and slamming a proposed deal from Oracle and Walmart, calling it, quote, dirty and unfair, saying that it has no reason to approve it. Parent company ByteDance has been in talks with Oracle and Walmart on establishing a majority ownership of the app's U.S. division. Senator, is there any way that the national security concerns go away if ByteDance has a stake in the new TikTok Global? They're talking about, I spoke with Larry Ellison, the chairman of Oracle, who said once this deal happens, the Chinese ownership will go lower, lower, lower. After the deal happens, it would be 40% owned by Americans, and then the Chinese ownership goes to 50% after the deal, and then into the 30% range after an IPO. But still, 30% ownership by ByteDance. How do you see it, Senator?
Well, Maria, I've seen those reports out of Chinese state-influenced or state-operated media, and I suspect that ByteDance views things a little bit differently in terms of having the Chinese Communist Party having no reason to approve that sale. Since if there's not a sale, if there's not a transfer of control for TikTok's U.S. operations to the United States, then ByteDance won't be operating TikTok in the United States. Look, from the very beginning, I've said the point here is not to punish ByteDance. It's not to deprive Americans of access to TikTok, which is a popular video sharing app. It is to protect the privacy and the security of tens of millions of American users who are having their data sent back to the Chinese mainland to be available for use and manipulation against them for the rest of their lives in who knows what kinds of ways. Now, the reports I've seen are still just media reports, so I can't comment on all the details of the deal yet, but the critical question will be, does China, through ByteDance, still have access to Americans' data in ways that threaten the privacy and the security of American citizens? That's how we should evaluate the deal.
If ByteDance owns a 30% stake in this, would the U.S. approve it?
I would have to look at the particulars of the deal, Maria, and I know that's what the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. and the administration would review as well.
Senator, it's great to see you. Thank you so much, sir. Tom Cotton joining us there. We'll be right back.
Thank you.